Hi everyone. We're going to talk about how to start the ball online putting. I'm going to give you a very effective way to practice creating a feedback loop, and we're going to do it in 3 different phases. But before we get to that, if you're enjoying this free content, please support us by, when the video's over, liking, subscribing to my YouTube channel, and commenting. So there are 3 really important variables when it comes to putting. And when I started teaching putting, I really thought there was 2. I would get to the putting green and say, all right, this is simple. It's speed and it's direction. But through being around great putting teachers, and the more I've taught, I've learned that there's really 3 elements that we need to work on or get correct. And one is speed, another one is start line, and then the final one, which I learned the more I was around putting and great putting teachers, is green reading. And what we're going to talk about today in this video is going to be more based around start line and getting the ball to start the direction that we're looking. Now, a nice thing as we create this feedback loop and as we go through the different phases of this practice that I'm going to set up for you, it's going to reveal to us which one of those areas we need help in, or maybe we need help in all 3. But it's going to reveal to us that, hey, I don't ever start the ball online, or my reads are off, or my speed is constantly, my read and my start line is good, but my speed is off. And then we can hyper focus on whatever area it is that needs more attention. Now, before we get into this, there's a few things you're going to need. You're going to need a putter, of course, and some golf balls, but we have plenty of those. You're going to need an alignment stick. You're going to need a marker, a Sharpie. Most of you carry it in your bag. We're going to need a dime. And we're going to need a golf tee. So once we have all that stuff, and here's my golf tee, thought I lost it. Once we have all that stuff, then we're ready to get started. We can enter into the first phase of our practice, which is going to be a calibration stage, or a calibration station, which I'm going to show you how to set up next, and we'll get this practice going. Okay, so as mentioned, here we are in phase 1 of our start line practice. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your alignment stick and you're going to lay it on the ground, and we don't need to go to a hole, and I prefer that you find a fairly flat surface on the putting green if you can. So I set down my alignment stick. I gather up 5 golf balls. You can do 10, you can do 15, you can do 20, you can do 3. I picked 5 as the number for me today. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sharpie and one putter head away from one end of the alignment stick, I'm going to put a little blue dot in the green. And this is where I'm going to start putting each putt from. And then on the other end of my alignment stick, I'm going to take my dime and one putter head away, I'm going to stick my dime on the ground. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check and make sure that they're in line. And one other thing I like to do is I like to take a tee and put it about 6 or 8 feet out in front. And my goal isn't necessarily to hit that tee, but I just want to make sure the more I do this with people, they start putting to the dime. I want you to putt through the dime to that tee out there. So I want you to act as if we're doing a 5 or 8 or 10 footer. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take each ball and we're going to put it on the little blue dot. And this is calibrating our stroke. We're going to make some strokes, and the goal is to roll it right over the dime. And then we just pick a number, whether it be 3, 5, 15, 12, 20. And I want to get that many in a row over the dime before I move to my next phase of practice. And this is just calibrating my stroke, making sure that I'm starting the golf ball on line. And I love to create feedback loops like this for my students because I can't always be there. Some of them travel, some of them live in other parts of the country, and players are going to, even tour players are going to have bad putting rounds. And when they get done, if they come to this calibration station and they see that they're rolling every ball over the dime, they know it wasn't a stroke issue. And a lot of things go into peak performance. How did I sleep? What did I eat? So they have a poor putting round, they come to the putting green, they set up their little calibration station, everything's going over the dime, then their reads were bad, the speed was bad, poor night's sleep, maybe they didn't eat something right, but like I said, a lot of things go into peak performance, but they're not tinkering, they're not changing their stroke when there's really nothing wrong with their stroke, and that's what we want to avoid. So we start here, and then the other thing I don't want them to do is go find another putting instructor. So again, creating this feedback loop lets them identify what area of the putting or their stroke let them down for that particular day. So we start here with phase 1, just rolling some putts, setting up our template here, our calibration station, rolling balls over the dime until I can do whatever number I pick in a row. And then we're going to move into phase 2, and I'll talk about that next. So phase 2 of this putting drill or practice is I'm going to take a golf ball and I'm going to pick up my dime that I was using on my calibration station, and I'm just going to pick a putt. I'm just going to go randomly around the green and I'm going to pick a putt. So this one here looks great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to act just like I'm on the golf course. I'm going to read it, and when I have it read, I'm going to take this dime and I'm going to put it on the target line about 3 feet in front of the golf ball, about the length of that alignment stick I was using. So I don't want it too far in front of the ball because I'll never hit it, and I don't want it too close to the ball because that's going to make it too easy. So I go through my read and then I put the dime on the target line. And this might take a little while until you get comfortable doing it, but don't rush. I mean, go back and forth as many times as you need to. I don't want you to hit the putt until you're 100% in love with where the dime is. So fortunately, I do this quite a bit, and I'm pretty quick to get the dime where I want it. Okay, so I'm 100% in love with where I have it. Now, the goal is not to necessarily make the putt. If I do, that's a bonus. But since we're in a start line drill, the goal is to hit that dime. So when I'm ready, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to focus on hitting the dime. And as I said, as we do this and you do enough putts, something is going to reveal itself. My speed isn't good, my reads are off, or I don't hit my start line, in which case you would go back to that calibration station and keep working on starting the golf ball online. All right, so let's go ahead and putt this. So I'm good with my dime. I'm going to set up. I've got hyper focus on that dime, and I just want to roll this ball over the dime. So that worked out pretty well. First shoot as well. So I went over just the right edge of the dime, and what did it do? It fell in the right edge of the cup. So my read was good. Obviously I started it on line, and obviously I got the speed right. So again, that's not necessarily the goal. It's a great byproduct of doing things right. The goal is to make sure that I started on line And if I don't, go back to the calibration station or whatever I need to do to start hitting that dime each time. So phase 1 was calibrate the stroke. Phase 2 is start to do some random putting around the green using the dime on the target line. Remember, just 3 feet in front of the ball. And it's going to reveal something to us. It's going to create a great feedback loop. All right, so the third and final phase of this practice, remember, it's a start line practice or drills to see, can I start the golf ball on line efficiently, and then therefore can I make putts? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dime out of the equation. I am just going to randomly go around the green and pick putts, and I'm going to putt it without the dime. So every putt is a birdie putt. And I'm going to go through my routine. I'm going to picture my dime there. I'm not going to place it there, but I'm going to picture my dime there. And then I'm going to hit the putt, and again, see how I do. How is my read? How is my start line? How is my speed? And again, over time, things will start to reveal themselves, and you'll know what area of your putting that you really need to concentrate on to improve. So I'm going to pick this putt here, and I'm going to go through my read. The only difference in this step is I'm not putting my dime down in front of the golf ball. I'm just reading it, coming in, hitting this birdie putt, making the best stroke I can. I can't believe it, I'm 2 for 2 in this video. That was first take as well. So I guess I need to do some more of this putting practice because it seems to work. But let's do a little recap here. So in review, this is a 3-phase practice drill to teach you how to start the ball on line when you're putting. And the first phase was the calibration station. Set up your alignment stick, take your marker and one putter head away from the alignment stick, put a dot on the ground. The other end of the alignment stick, one putter head away, put your dime, put a tee out there to remind you to putt through the dime, and then just pick a number of putts that you want to roll over that dime to calibrate your stroke. That's phase 1. Phase 2, I take a ball and just randomly pick a putt. After I read it, I put my dime about 3 feet in front of the golf ball on the target line, or what I feel is the target line. And then the goal when I stroke the putt is to start the ball on line. If it goes in, that's a bonus. And then the last phase is random putting, take the dime away. I'm just putting birdie putts. And again, I need to do a lot more of this because it obviously helped me today. So now you have a wonderful way to work on your putting as far as it pertains to starting the golf ball on line. And if you've enjoyed this video, there are 2 more here right now that I promise will continue to help you improve your game. And remember, please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment.